Alright, so in this video, let's talk about the transaction. So basically a blockchain transaction, and this is the page on etherscan.io, and you could see this is the wallet address which I am showing you all these transactions on this etherscan.io. So let's take the first example and we will understand all the components into this transaction details. So if you see, this is the transaction and this is a transaction action which is swap. So basically somebody has swapped 0.25 ETH with SLAP token of around 119k. So what are the components here? If you see, this is the transaction hash. If you copy this and if you go to etherscan.io and if you search from this place, then you can actually get this exact transaction. So transaction hash is basically a unique identifier for any transaction. Second thing, which is status, and that is showing success. That means this transaction has been successfully submitted to the blockchain, and this is the block number. So if I click over this and if I see, we can see, so every blockchain contains a blocks and every block has number. So this is block number 213-29347, and which is minted 8 days ago. And if you could see, it has 251 transaction in total in one block. So if you know about the basics of the blockchain, then it contains block and these chain of these block known as blockchain. So this particular block number, which is 213-29347, contains 251 transaction, in which 133 contract internal transaction and 16 withdrawals. So this is a basic detail of block number, so you can understand. So like these blocks mints into the blockchain, and every blockchain has reward for these blocks. When these blocks has minted, then these blocks added to the blockchain, and these blocks has some reward. So any person who mine these blocks, they earn these rewards, which we call as mining rewards. So this fourth is timestamp, and you could see it is minted 8 days ago at this time, and the transaction action was swap. 0.25 ETH has been swapped with 119k SLAP token on Uniswap. So this is a detail of this transaction, and from you could see tahirahmed.eth. This is my wallet, hopefully, and it is actually it is used on a Uniswap router. You could see this is the router address, and what happened, this is the whole detail of the transaction. So ERC20 transfers happened into this transaction. So multiple internal calls, multiple internal transactions, but this is the overall transaction with this transaction hash. If you see, so on the Uniswap router, SLAP token has been transferred into my wallet from and using 0.25 ETH. So this and this is some of this is the fees that is going to the Uniswap liquidity provider, and this much SLAP has been provided to my wallet. So what is the total amount, which is known as value into ETH, so which is 0.25 ETH. So total amount of this transaction was 0.25 ETH. This is the transaction fees. So you know, whenever any transaction submitted to the blockchain, and if the block is mined, that requires a fees, and the fees was 0.0028 ETH, which is around $11. And there is a concept of gas price. So gas price is 20.97 GWE. So GWE is the unit in which we actually calculate the gas fees, and these are the more details. If you click here, so at the time when the transaction is executed, the Ethereum price was $3845. So let me clear a few concepts of gas, because this will help you to understand the gas fees and this gas price. So basically any transaction contains a lot of actions, lot of computation, and that computation is actually calculated by these gas limit. So basically we known as gas. So I have supplied 194k gas to use as a maximum limit, which is known as gas limit, but out of which 68% gas is utilized, which is 133,577. So this much gas is utilized. And what is the fees? The fees of gas is 18 and maximum is 25, and this is 2 GUE, max priority fees. So if you scroll up, then you can see current gas price is 31 GUE. That means you need to supply 31 and this is the price of one gas. Try to understand this. One gas price is 31 GUE, and how much gas is required to execute this transaction, which is 133k around. So there is a website so that you could understand how small or how big this GUE is. You have to click on this website, and if you enter 1 ETH, then you can understand GUE. So GUE is basically 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 zeros. So 1 GUE. So what is the current fees right now, which is 33? Let's put 33 here. So this much is required. This is the price of 1 GUE ETH, and how many these gas required to execute this transaction? That is where it is. So that is 133,577. So if I multiply this, in a very simple mathematics, this much into, so this much is the total amount of gas required, and this much is the price of ETH. So let's multiply and see if we get the results. So this is the gas fees around, so 0.0045 ETH. So this will be the fees required to execute this transaction. So if you see the fees used into this transaction, which is 0.0028, 0.003. So this is how you calculate the gas. So I have calculated this using 33. If you use this gas price, which is 20, then you will get exact same result, hopefully. Let me put this here, then copy ETH value, and let's multiply here. And if I enter, then you could see what exact the value is. This is the fees. So 20.97. So 20.97. If I hit 0.028011, and what is the fees? 0.00280019. So this is the concept of gas. So gas is basically a price of one gas that is in ETH, but it's in a very smaller unit. That's why we call it as GUE. And then how many gas required, that is known as gas limit. So this is overall. See the price of one gas and total gas required. So multiplication of these two gives us the transaction fees in ETH. So that's all about the transaction. So let me summarize it very quickly. Transaction hash, status, block, timestamp, what is the action of transaction, from which, like who started, who executed, who initiated this transaction, and 2 is where he initiated, whether he interacted with the contract, whether he transferred some value to other address. So this is 2 thing, and this is summary of the whole transaction. And then the gas calculation, the price calculation, and everything here. And if you see, this is the data which is related to actually contract. You can decode these inputs, but I think this is more about the programming. I don't think that you should care of these data, but this is the overall summary. And if you click on logs, so these are the events which emits when you perform any transaction. So you could see deposit event, transfer event, sync event, swap event, and transfer. So this is the detailed explanation of any transaction. I hope that you understand at least 1% what is transaction in blockchain. So let me know into the comment section if you just get 1% about the transaction, so that I can continue to put in my efforts to create these educational videos for you. See you into the next video. Thank you.